A new CBS News poll shows that the 2024 presidential race has been reset. Vice President Harris, the presumptive Democratic nominee, is tied with former President Donald Trump in the battleground states and leading by 1 point nationally. It's a lead that President Biden never had. He was 5 points down when he left the race. Harris hopes to keep the momentum going when she announces a running mate, which is expected to happen as soon as today. CBS News Elections and Surveys Executive Director Anthony Salvanto has the latest.
We've got a reset in the presidential race. Look at the numbers here. 1 point edge nationally for Harris. That's an edge Joe Biden never had. Remember, he was down 5 to Donald Trump when he was the nominee, and it's even across the key battlegrounds. Now, here's the reason why. You're looking at Dems now closing the turnout gap. More Democrats saying they are definitely going to vote. They had lagged Republicans on that measure through most of this campaign. Specific parts of the Democratic coalition. Let me show you this. Black voters now a big increase in the number who say they are going to vote. Turnout matters here, and they are more enthusiastic with Harris as the nominee. Let's show you the women's vote, because that's a central part of the Democratic coalition, too. Harris doing better with women than Joe Biden had. But look at this on whose policies would help women. Harris's policy, 70% of women say that they would, much more than they say that about Donald Trump. Now, another thing, though, what hasn't changed about this race? And that is the economy. Take a look at whether or not voters think that their policies, either candidate, would make them financially better off. Donald Trump still has a big edge on that, just like he did against Joe Biden. And in a similar way, you see Donald Trump still has an edge on whose policies would decrease border crossing. So key issues there still underpin some of Donald Trump's support. That's the latest from our new CBS News poll.
All right, Anthony, thank you. Well, this morning, the Harris campaign announced that she and her running mate will officially introduce the new Democratic ticket to voters tomorrow at the launch of their 7-city tour in battleground states. The Harris campaign conducted interviews with some of the top vice presidential contenders over the weekend. Yesterday, the president of the United Auto Workers Union, Shawn Fain, sat down with Face the Nation and discussed the union's top picks for Harris's running mate.
We've really broken down these candidates, really looked at them, and I'll tell you, my favorite's Andy Beshear from Kentucky. I mean, the man stood with us, on the picket line. He's been there for workers throughout every bit of our walk, he's won in a state where Mitch McConnell's from. I mean, it's been a red state traditionally, and he's won twice there. And I just believe he brings a huge dynamic, and I believe a Harris and Beshear ticket would be unbeatable. We really like Tim Walz from Minnesota also. Think he's an awesome guy for labor, 100% behind labor.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump and his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, held a rally in Atlanta on Saturday. The event took place in the same arena where Vice President Kamala Harris rallied earlier this week. During his speech, Trump repeated insults towards Harris and other Democratic leaders.
Together we will stop Kamala Harris's nation-wrecking. I'll tell you what, when you see what she's done to our nation, she's wrecking our nation. The radicalism will take back our country from the worst administration in American history. Biden was the worst president in the history of our country. She's acknowledged to be the worst vice president in the history of our country.
Well, CBS News political reporter Taurean Small is joining me now with the latest on both campaigns. Taurean, always good to see you. Harris's potential running mate picks have been tight-lipped about the process, but we do know that 3 finalists met with her yesterday. What can you tell us?
Yeah, we know it's down to the wire again, like you said there. She's going to roll out her running mate coming this week. So we know that over the weekend, like you said, she met with a number of them. 3, though, specifically yesterday. That's Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, Mark Kelly of Arizona, senator there, and Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. This is essentially a chemistry test. As we get closer to her making that final decision, she's vetting out who exactly could be best to serve with her, but also test well with the base. She still has to gin up support and keep that momentum, the really significant momentum that she's picked up since announcing just a short time ago. Again, this is a campaign that's gained quite a bit of support from Democrats, including a over $300 million haul within a matter of weeks since she announced that she was going to step in and Biden was going to step aside.
So one of those top contenders that you just mentioned, Governor Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania. Yes, he's been getting a lot of compliments. He's a pretty good speaker and a pretty good campaigner. He's also getting a bit of pushback. What's going on?
Yeah, we should start with some of that support because he, again, is representing a state that's a crucial battleground and not just maintaining what we saw in 2020 for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, that map, that coalition, but he's also going to be significant in pushing forward other battleground states potentially. But yeah, some of the backlash that we're seeing comes from his previous support for private school vouchers. We've seen a coalition of educators come together and warn the Harris campaign against choosing him. And then also we see progressive and Arab American groups saying that he hasn't been forceful in his stance or his support, his public calls for support for a ceasefire, a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. These are the challenges that the Harris campaign is certainly looking at when they're doing the vetting, but these have been more the vocal points against Shapiro when it comes to the Democrat she's considering.
All right, Taurean, thank you.